Everyone, I hope you're all well. Welcome to my channel. If you've not been here before, it's where I talk about twin flame process. And if you've been here before, welcome back. So this video that I'm putting out today is a bit of a weird video, but I just wanted to share what I found out today. So I'm going to start at the beginning, right? So I was doing my cards this morning, and as I always do, and as I put them down, I just get out a couple of the ones that were there to explain it, to show you what it was, right? So I always do that 9 card spread and then 1 card on top of each of that. So that's what I did. I won't get them all out. I had these in the middle, the 2 of Cups, which is twin flame card, and the Sun on top, and all the other cards were out. I had all the second cards on top of every. Actually, yes, this was over here. I remember that. And this, I do remember some. Let me just put them out. And funnily enough, quite a lot of them are here. That's it. Don't know if I can. That one went there. I'm not going to actually get them all because I can't exactly remember them, and I'm not going to talk about them. But there's one I just want to get out because it's quite interesting now that I've put that other one down there. Where has it gone? A lot come out that were quite interesting actually. But so what happened was, where are you? Come here. There it is. I think that was there. I see I did 2 sets. I did one and then I had my coffees and then I did another set. But this is the first one I did, right? So sometimes I can't remember if it's this first or second set, but this was the first set. This definitely, because this is when it happened, right? And this card definitely, and she was there definitely. So let's get rid of all the others because we don't really need those. So what happened was, I wasn't asking a question. I mean, always I ask a question in the morning. I'm like, what do you need to tell me? What do you want to tell me? Sometimes I get something, sometimes I don't really, Sometimes I'm not even awake enough to I don't even know why I'm doing this, and I have to put them away again and just have a coffee instead. But anyways, I wasn't really asking a question particularly. I'd put them out and I wasn't feeling, I've got to really start with what happened yesterday. So, 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, I had a purge, a mild purge, and I woke up in the morning and I felt really, really happy. And what was inside of me was I was saying to myself, oh my God, I'm a happy person. Oh my God, I'm a happy person. And it was like a complete revelation. I might have said that in the last video. I had a complete revelation, like I'd woken up and realised I'm a happy person. And it was such a relief after that purge that I had, even though the purge was only short, but it was very strong and it was a lot of suicidal ideation. And it was really just lovely to kind of be overcome with this understanding that that's not what I am and that I'm a happy person. And that was just almost that purge was almost kind of like I'd imagined it, and it was like I'd just been taken away from myself. And we know what the purge is about, right? Once you've cleared all your own stuff and you're fine and you're feeling good, it's about clearing for the one that you're connected to. But when you're purging, you forget that you're clearing for anyone else, so it appears like it's you, and you are in fact at that time you're going through that feeling like you hate your life and feeling that you're really unhappy. So when I woke up in the morning going, I'm a happy person, I'm a happy person, and it was such a like a clarification and like a sort of a shock that the clarity was so strong. Even the way I was saying it to myself was like there was the way that he used to talk. So I knew that it wasn't just me having that clarity, that he was having that clarity as well, that he was a happy person. And So that was about 2 weeks ago, and I knew that, kind of had the clarity around that. And then what happened was I've just been feeling very good and everything, and getting on with my life, and not really thinking of, not being bothered about anything, including twin flame reunion or any of that kind of stuff. And then yesterday was a particularly good day, and I had some food that tasted amazing that I made myself, unusually, and all this kind of stuff. Also, what happened yesterday um, was that I was, after all this food healing that I've gone through, I woke up in the morning yesterday knowing that I was allowed to eat carbohydrate again if I felt like it. Obviously not to the extreme, but the occasional, because what I used to really love was a piece of toast with marmalade, and white potatoes. So I woke up knowing I was allowed to have those again, a few times a week or whatever. And so I went to the shops and I bought those items, and I had some toast yesterday. So it's a really good day. And then also drank some wine. And what I think one of the things I've realised around wine is that I can drink wine up to about 13% volume and not get drunk at all and not have a hangover or anything like that. But if it's 14%, it literally just wipes me out. And yesterday I bought a couple of bottles of wine and I didn't look at the percentage on one of them. And when I got home, I looked at it and it was 14%. I was like, oh no, I didn't really want that. But anyway, I had a little bit to finish in a bottle, literally just the bottom of a glass. And then I opened the 14% and I had a glass of that, and it tasted delicious, because when it's stronger, it is always really nice, more full-bodied and fruity and delicious. And then I thought, I'm having another glass and another glass. And I wasn't doing anything particularly. In fact, I was browsing online, looking at coats, because I was thinking, do I need a coat now? And I've been, they were making me renew everything. So I was pursuing something like really that made me, in reflection of my feeling good. And but then all of a sudden what happened was I started to purge again. And I knew I was feeling good, and I knew the purging wasn't me. And I started to cry a lot. And even though I was crying and I could feel this stuff coming up, and it was about him, and it was sadness about him, being separated from him, I could still see through it, and I knew that I was being taken over, being taken out of my happy vibration by someone else. And I was even like looking through it, and I was like, I really want to go and watch because I'm in the middle of watching a TV show that I've downloaded. I really want to go and watch my TV show because I want to see what happens next. But I couldn't stop this purging. I was just sitting there and crying. And so it was a bit annoying, really, but not. I didn't feel annoyed. I was just like, I couldn't get out of it. I had to carry on with this crying. And so that was that. And then I went to bed. And then woke up this morning absolutely fine again, feeling really good, really happy, a bit hungover, not feeling physically very good. It's still in the full moon. We started the full moon a few days ago, and the few days when it started, I felt the full moon come through physically on, I think it was Friday, and I had to go and lie down. So just thought I'd mention that as well. So it's kind of, something started to shift at the beginning of that moon, and then something shifted as we're coming out of it, which is today, basically. And I think we're out of it now, at least in this part of the world. Let me just have a look. No, it says 96%, but I reckon later on today we'll come out of it fully. So like they said, we always work with these moons, and full moon is really important for it's the feminine energy. It takes things higher, but it means, obviously when you purge, you're taking on the masculine's vibration and you're purging out the fear, and then you go up higher. So there's been periods of that through moons, of coming into more high energy and feeling good from feeling bad. But this was different to all of that, because I could just see it clearly. And then I got up this morning and I felt really good again, apart from feeling hungover and a little bit annoyed that I had a hangover, because I don't really want a hangover. But all I had to do was cook some food with some potatoes in it, and then I could lie down again or whatever. So it didn't really matter, I suppose, because it's like higher self had planned for the day off, And I put these cards out, and this is the weirdest thing, right? So as I put these cards out and then I looked down, I answered this question, which I didn't hear getting asked, but it was like I felt it. You could say like talking to yourself, except there was no reason for me to be answering a question to myself. And I just said, yes, I am going to buy Sunshine Autos today. Well, Sunshine Autos is a used car dealership in Vice City in my game that I'm playing. And let me just fan. I'm going to need a bit of a flush. I've been playing Vice City, Grand Theft Auto Vice City now since 2019. Around my birthday, 2019, that's when I got it. That's when I got the game delivered and an old PlayStation 2 player delivered. So that's when I've been playing it. And I've played it, I've been through it twice, the game. And I've played it in various ways. And this time, because I'm becoming more proficient at it and more wise to it, I've got this aim of like getting all the asset properties first before I continue the missions, because it means that it's just, you get more long-term play out of it that way. I've got to explain it properly. It's ages, you'll find it really boring, but Sunshine Autos is one of the asset properties in Vice City. And I'm at the moment in the midst of buying asset properties, and it literally is. I was $2,000 away from having the money now to buy that one. And how you get the money once you've got a few asset properties, which I've got a few already this time around, is time in the game, time spent in the game. So I knew that I could just go in this morning into the game, spend an hour in the game, pootling around, collecting some secret packages, because that's another thing you can do. And I would accrue the rest of the money to go and buy Sunshine Autos in that time of just playing the game, from the getting it from my other asset properties, because they pay you money if you're in the game. All right, so the weirdness is that if you heard my video that I put out a few months ago, where I said about how I put my cards out in the morning, and I got sucked in. It's different middle cards. I can't remember what it was. I know it had the green one on. It had the reaching out card, the Six of Pentacles. And as I zoned in on that, I got pulled into that, like a vortex, like pulled in, and to focus on it. And I heard them say, well, what happened was, it was the face of my twin laughing, right? And he's got a laugh that's really good, like a really big smile, cheeky smile he's got. And it was his face. And, it was that one. And something else, can't remember the other one. And it was his face, but I saw me shaking hands with someone. And then they said, making a deal. And I saw the handshake going on. And I felt, and I said, as I felt it come through me, I felt it, and I said to myself, feels like a used car salesman. So, honestly, when I put these down this morning, right, and that was that one ages ago, used car salesman, and they said, and I felt myself say, yes, I am going to buy Sunshine Autos today. And I looked at the sunshine in the sun and the twin flames, and I just got up from here and I walked into my other room, and I was like, my jaw was dropped and my mouth was open, and I was like, you fuckers. Because you're talking about this one back here, when you said I'm going to buy a car, you're talking about time in a game. And you're talking about me buying Sunshine Autos. And his face over this, where I saw it was laughing at it, that I was being it was a joke. It's like a big joke, right? That actually I was never going to buy a car in real life or shake hands with another man in real life. I'm going to buy Sunshine Autos, and that signifies when my reunion's about to happen. And oh yes, and I forgot to say, So I was walking around this morning and I was just going, oh my God, it's Sunshine Autos, it's Sunshine Autos. And then I'm going like, you buggers, you like laughing, you know, because it's like, it was a big joke. He had a big joke. What happened last night as well when I was purging, I could see his face and I could see this, that smile again and the way he would laugh. You know, he's really naughty, my twin. Like, got really naughty sense of humour and like a naughty kid. And I could see that as I was purging, and that's what's making me purge, because I was feeling so, I missed that so much, right? That sense of humour that he's got. So basically, they meant Sunshine Autos. The other thing that I noticed when I did the cards this morning, because she came out here, right, and there's another one, and this came out here. And as soon as I put these out, this was actually before I got the Sunshine Autos thing, I knew that I'd been separated from my feeling good. The vibrate, when I saw this, it was like separation of feeling good. And I had my vibration down here. And that is what happened yesterday when I went into the purge. And how I was purging, because I've been feeling so good and feeling really happy and knowing that I'm a happy person, I felt robbed of my vibration. I felt like I'd been separated, not from him, but from my happiness. And as they said, right, I think I said it in the last video, that what you're actually clearing through to at the end of the timeline, that's your reunion timeline, is you are clearing back to your own happiness. And you come back into your own happiness. And that is the end of the game, right? Of the twin flame process. So that is your reunion point. So I knew I was there in that. And now they've said Sunshine Autos, and what I did was today, I've gone and bought Sunshine Autos now. And funnily enough, when you buy Sunshine Autos in Vice City, and they do these little like, it's like watching a movie with things like that. So they have like a little film show, and they show the person that you're buying it off. And I couldn't quite remember what happens when you buy Sunshine Autos and what comes up. But Tommy Vercetti, who's the character that I was playing, goes into Sunshine Autos and has a chat with this man. They shake hands, and then at the end of that conversation, the man notably says, "We have a deal then," which is everything they said to me back here in that reading ages ago. It's everything. It's a handshake and it's the deal, and it's a used car. It's a used car salesman. So I'm now going to have my reunion. So that's really what I came here to say. So they told me when I was going to have my reunion. And the other thing to say is that it's, you know, I said before in these videos, in the past few videos, every single thing in your life is representative of your twin flame process. And I didn't even know when I was saying that how representative I've known the game, my Vice City, has been used a lot of the time. It's like they would hold me back from completing a mission. And it would be taking me, this is like maybe 2 years ago, you know, because like I say, 2019 when I got it. I remember that Christmas being held back from this mission. I must have tried this mission 18 times and I just was not getting it through. And then when I did get through and I've won the mission, I was like jumping for joy. So it's like they held me back from winning that mission so that my vibration could leap up and I could feel so much excitement and happiness in that. So yeah, they use every single thing in your life for this twin flame process. And now I've had it validated through a big joke, because I was thinking, oh, when am I buying this car? And I actually love walking around, and I love my trolley that I take on the bus to get my shopping, and I feel like I get loads of exercise and it's really good for me. I'm using my legs, getting the fresh air. The trolley's a little bit weight bearing. I always have a bag that's a bit weight bearing, you know, so it's good weight bearing exercise. So, and I kept thinking, well, maybe I should be looking for a car. And I've thought a few times I should look for a car, but then it's just kind of faded out. I think twice I did go online and kind of browse for a car, but again, it just faded out. But it was never going to be me buying a car because it's the game. So that's what I wanted to share, just to, like, you know, how crazy this journey is, right? And the other thing just I'm going to share as well is I've been using my pendulum a bit. And I did ask, I didn't share this yet because I didn't want to share too much of my own personal stuff only today, because this is so, I had to share this, right? But I've been using this, and I've been asking them. I asked them. It was about a month ago. I picked this up again, started to use it, and I asked them, "Is my reunion going to happen before the end of summer?" And they said yes. And I asked them 3 times, and they clarified yes. Well, actually, today's the equinox, so we're in autumn now, officially. Kind of, it's the autumnal equinox. But today, when I asked after this Sunshine Autos, I've just asked them: do you consider British? When you're saying summertime, are you meaning the end of British summertime, which is actually the 31st of October? And they said yes. So that's what they're on about there. Got a yes for that. So yeah, that's all I can say really. It's been my birthday. 2 weeks later, it's his birthday, and that's coming up soon. Maybe that's got something to do with it as well. But the vibration now seems to be intact. This full moon and this purge, that's the last purge for me. I could not say all this because, there is also fear that I say these things and then I come back and it's not happened. And I know I said things before and then I've had to come back. But this is not about a general thing. This is about me. And this thing about Sunshine Autos was just so amazing. And you know what's such a relief? Because I really didn't want to have to get a car. And I was also thinking, well, if I do buy a car, when am I going to buy a car? I mean, I haven't got that much money and I don't really want to splurge on a car. I'd rather have other things. And I'd rather have, all this kind of stuff. I didn't really want a car. So that's it. Sunshine Autos. And my reunion should be here any minute. So that's all I wanted to share. If anybody wants a reading, I'm still available for readings. If anybody wants to come back with have a question for the pendulum on their reading, I can add in the pendulum. I could have always done that, I suppose, but I've just not been using it. It's been sitting there. But that's a yes/no. You can only have a yes/no with this, because obviously it can't give an opinion unless you give it you've got to ask it for a yes. And mine goes clockwise for yes. Do a yes, please. Hang on, I can't do it with my elbow on the table. Do a yes, please. See, look, it starts to go clockwise. See it going clockwise. Okay, and then if you just stop and you do a no. It takes a while to rejig itself. I'll go back and forth for a bit. There, anti-clockwise. See? It does go back and forth a bit before it does that. So, yeah, you can add that in for your reading if you want. But remember, it's got to be a yes/no. All right then. I'm going to leave it at that. I think that's all I've got to say. Shall we do some cards? Would everybody like some cards? Let's have some cards. Because it is the equinox. And let's see if they've got anything to say for the equinox. I can't tell you how relieved I am that I've just bought Sunshine Autos and not had to buy a real car. But what a joke on me, right? And isn't it, it's like they said this, it just happens in miraculous ways and process. So it's all, these things, it's not what you think it is sometimes. Just because they say something, it doesn't mean that you then know everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's a relief to have gone through the last purge as well. Oh my God. Right. Hanged Man, process, waiting game, that is. What we're going to put out here? What's the question? It's just the equinox, just looking at the energy for autumn. 9 of Cups, happiness. Ace of Cups, unconditional love. King of Pentacles, masculine made manifest. 9 of Wands. I know this is all going to be about the healing of vibration. I can feel it already. That's wounded masculine, 9 of Wands. Chariot, masculine and feminine coming together. 10 of Cups, happy relationship, happiness, happy outcome. Page of Swords, which is message. Devil, which is what you bring to you through the energy. So how you harness energy to bring you everything. Happiness. Page of Wands, which is being guided by spirit. So it's following spirit, which means following your own happiness. That's what that is in its purest form. 5 of Swords, which is the purge, which is the elimination of dark energy, and the arrival in the light, which is the arrival in happiness, because the light is happiness. Chariot, let's put one down on there. Actually, let's just put one down first of all on the card they threw out. So we're going to look at what they want to say on the Hanged Man. Hanged Man being process and a waiting game. So what game are you playing while you're waiting, basically? Like I've been playing my game. Is anybody out there playing their own game? Different kind of a game? What kind of game are you playing? What's your waiting game? What are you doing? What are you being guided to do that brings you into happiness? Right, so it's like your life. What's going on in your life? They've also got me buying jewellery. I like jewellery, makes me happy. Buying makeup, not worn makeup for years, makes me happy. Not wearing it just trying it on in the house like a teenager, you know. That makes me happy. New skin products, that kind of thing. Looking for a coat now. Used to love fashion. Used to work in fashion. So what is it these have been my waiting games recently. What are your waiting game? What's your waiting game? Brand new journey, the Fool, 0 point. It's what brings you out at 0 point. And what is 0 point? It is living in a physical existence whilst following spirit. So it's using your ego to make you happy whilst going with the flow and letting go of the fear. So you're using your physical existence as a representation of your own happiness, and that is all. That's it. That's your 0 point. That is using your vibration. That is being in your vibration, which is happiness in its most spiritual form. It's a let go, it's happiness, whilst creating a physical life. So creating form in your physical life. So it doesn't matter if you're building, baking, digging, planting flowers, buying clothes. Doesn't matter what it is, but it's whatever physical creation, creative force you're using to bring more happiness in, whilst being happy at the same time, whilst finding happiness at the same time. Right. Chariot, which is masculine and feminine coming together. Lessons, number 7, but it's higher. It's the major arcana, so it's not lower level lessons, it's higher level lessons, which is about spirit lessons, following spiritual guidance, which means following your own happiness. And like they say, and I said it before, this reunion doesn't occur until you've arrived in full happiness. And that's happiness of the let go. So that let go is let go of that person that you're attached to. And it's not that it's just where you will end up in a let go of it, apart from when you're purging, which is when you basically become them. Chariot, 2 people. 2 of Pentacles come out on that Chariot. So that's purging for 2, 0 point for 2. See, that's the higher echelon of the 7. So lessons for 2, but it's through the one person, individual person, 0 point process. Okay, let's go on the 9 of Cups. Hierophant, relationship. So everything is relational. right? It's not, relationship doesn't mean a significant other. Doesn't just mean a significant other. People use the word relationship in one sense, don't they, generally? They mean it to be the person that you're either married to or you're living with or you're having a sexual relationship with or a romantic relationship with. But that's not what relationship is. A relationship to everything. You have a relationship with yourself. You have a relationship with happiness. So ultimately it's relational, right? That card, it's about your relationship with happiness. And where is that at? And that's how you can gauge your process. Where are you in the respect of that? How happy are you? That's your relationship with happiness. Outcome, the destined outcome on that, Page of Wands following Spirit. Queen of Swords is through the mind. And how your mind's in operation. Is your mind automatically telling you to be joyful and happy? Is it pointing out the positive to you? Is it pointing out where you can be happy rather than where you can be sad? Because your mind's a program and you're here clearing through a program of fear and unhappiness. It's an automatic process that you're in. Your mind is not your own. You think it is, but it's not. It's here to fulfill a function of bringing you into accordance with your vibration, which is then following Spirit. So you can also know where you are in relation to your process, your waiting game, through how you're relating to your own mind. I can tell you that I've noticed I still have, one of the things here is a conversation that goes on in the head, because when you're conversing in your own head and you're talking in your head, you're basically talking to your twin, because you and twin are in your head. You're connected through the mind. So, and I remember a time where I thought it was very, very valuable to be in conversation about all the negatives. And I thought that was just a general way of being. And actually, it was always that way outside of myself as well. So I'd always have conversations outside of myself that were about the negative. I'd always be pointing out the flaws and, what was wrong with life and where I was unhappy and what wasn't good. And then I'd do it in my head as well. But it's changed completely. Because I've still got an ego and because I'm a human and I'm not just a vibration, I do have these moments where I will want to focus again on the negative, and that was also part of the process, and make a comment, about something, maybe something in the house that I don't like or something like that. And as soon as I start doing that, I feel it flipped, right? So it flips. And I'll find myself instead, I'll be looking out the window and I'll be looking at a bird and I'll be like, oh my God, look at that beautiful bird. That kind of thing. So it's like, your mind's not your own. So they'll flip your thinking. It will be like your guidance, spiritual guidance, Page of Wands flips your thinking. So at the end of the process, you will no longer think negatively. It clears. And it's not clearing just because you want it to or because you're trying to make it clear. It's clearing because that's what the process is. It clears it. And that's relational. It's the relationship to your own mind. Okay? Underneath, don't put one underneath on the end of the journey and the coming into the light. 10 of Wands, which is ending energetically. Notice the moon. So the moons are important because the moons are about process, and also the ending energetically is the expansion energetically. So it's expansion into happiness. You're first your own happiness and then their happiness. But you already know that because we said it before in videos. Right, but that's what it is. It's expansion into happiness. So what is reunion? It's expansion into happiness. And that has to come first. There's nothing negative about it either. There's this self-purgatory that people believe they're in, where they feel like this having to let go is like a really bad thing and it's a really negative thing and it's a really hard thing, right? And they worry about having to let go. You have to embrace and you have to love letting go, basically. And you just have to say that you're going to do that, and then you change the program around it, rather than seeing it as a difficult thing or a hard thing or a sad thing or a boring thing or a negative thing. Try saying, wow, I'm letting go. This is amazing. I can't wait to let go more. I didn't do that because I didn't know. I had to learn one step at a time, but these videos are aimed to help people know more. So now, knowing what I know now, what I do is that I'd embrace letting go a lot more than I was able to do from the point that I was at. I'm going to put one more down on there. energetic, the connection. So it's how it moves back and forth. It's temperance, that one. So you're connected to somebody, basically. So your letting go is really important in bringing you back into reunion. So if you were to know that, how important it is, then you'd really throw yourself into it more, I think, and embrace it more. Right. And, you know, really, like, love it. Love every minute of the journey as much as you can. And as soon as you get out of a purge, laugh. Don't wait. Don't hang on to like that. Oh God, I was purging and it felt so awful and I wished I hadn't had to do that. Just go straight into happiness without beating yourself up for it. Straight into like, oh my God, this is brilliant today. I love today. I love today. Right? And don't dwell in what happened yesterday if it was the purge, because it's no good dwelling there in that pit. You're dragging someone else out of that pit, as you know, as well, right? So you've got to jump into vibrational goodness. King of Pentacles, movement of energy. So it's the movement forward into the physical, coming from happiness, which is the energy of completion. And Page of Swords. And then we've got the harvest coming. Oh, and the harvest is October, and the harvest is autumn, right? And the harvest is fruition, and the message, Page of Swords. So I feel like confidently I can say, actually from a much more knowing place, what's about to happen is about to happen than I've ever said it before, but only see through my personal experience of it. Okay, let's go here. Ace of Cups. Change is due to come. Five of Wands. Devil. Love, new love, Page of Cups. New love coming forward. Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. That'll be interesting to see what comes out on him. Let's have a look. Oh, look. Four of Wands, solid vibration, steady vibration, grounded vibration, happiness. That's what grounded vibration is. There's no seriousness in a grounded vibration. It's all laugh and joy. Isn't it funny that I saw my twin's face smiling over that handshake that felt like a used car salesman? What a joke he's had on me. Higher self has been having a laugh. And isn't that funny that it's that it is a funny thing, right? So reunion. So the reunion process that you're in process of, that feels like such a painful thing, and such like you're separated from your own happiness, right? And you feel like you're never going to get your happiness back, but you're going to get your happiness back, and it's all known about, you know, outside of being human. It's a big joke. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Happiness, Ten of Cups, happy, you know, fulfillment, happy relationship. This is when they talk about a relationship, because look at them, they're having a relationship. Homemaking. And rebirth, the Empress. So rebirth coming out. So your happiness comes first, and then does your happy relationship that is not just the relation to your own happiness, it's a relation to somebody else. So that's what's due to come. So I'm not saying everybody's going to hit it in by the autumnal, the end of, you know, autumn, because some people don't even live in the northern hemisphere. So it's really just to say that the process just gets you there, you know. It gets you there sooner or later. So you've got to embrace the process. Let's just have a look at that Five of Wands over there. And let go and rest your mind. Four of Swords. Let go of the struggle, what appears to be a struggle. The struggle is always to change the present moment, right? And to change it so that you can be happy in the present moment by having something in your life that isn't there, so you can be happy about having that something there. And the process is letting go of whatever that is that you feel that you have to be happy in the present moment, until you can just be happy in the present moment, in your relationship to the present moment, without having to have anything there to make you happy in the present moment. And just having your happiness just because happiness is what you want, because it's great to feel happy. And not having to have anything that is that happiness, apart from yourself, basically. So relation to the present moment. I said that before. What's on here? Transformation of what you bring to you through your relationship to the present moment, basically. And it's really interesting when they put that out earlier, and it said I was separated from my vibration. So when you're purging, you're separating from your happiness vibration. And what feels like is underneath everything, despite this process we go through, there is only happiness, right? It's almost like you're just scratching the surface of this process, and underneath is happiness, right? And it's like, and that is kind of where they're laughing about it, where I got this morning, like, the joke, basically, is that, I don't know, it's like the laughter is always there, it's underneath everything. So anyway, I think that's it. Let's put one more out on him. Wisdom, Hermit, it's alone time. That's process. One more out on here, the Empress, Ten of Cups, timing, Wheel of Fortune, time. Go with the flow, Queen of Cups. So this is very important in the middle. So this is still, it doesn't matter what is said, you still got to go with the flow. So you still got to continue to let go. I mean, for example, just because I bought Sunshine Autos now, is that the fat lady singing? I don't know. I'm going to look at my phone, and see if there's a message for me. No. So is that me letting go, looking for a message to see if there's been a message delivered? I look in the junk folder. There's nothing there. But I think it's how you look, right? Because am I looking and laughing? Yes, I'm looking and laughing. Or am I looking and fretting and worrying and stressing that there's no message there? No, I'm not doing that. Is the act of looking? Yes. See, the act of looking is not you've got to let it go again. It's got to come out of the blue. So just because they've told me, see, this is why it's so hard to let go. Because they've told me things, and then it's hard to let go. So it's hard for anybody to let go when you're told something, isn't it? It makes it more difficult. But then the thing is, how are we ever going to understand the process if we're not guided to see the process and look at the process? We wouldn't understand anything. We wouldn't be anywhere. We'd just be flailing around, right? With no knowing at all. So it's about balance, right? It's about having some knowing and taking that on board, some knowing, whilst not attaching so much to the knowing that we're separating from our happiness, right? Which is why, in the past I've had multiple readings from psychics that have given me timelines that have turned out to be untrue. I've not spoken to a psychic now since the beginning of 2020, so that's almost 2 years. And I won't ever do that again now because of the pain it caused and the hanging on. And that's where I got May from. And May was a timeline I was hanging on to, and it didn't happen, right? So that timeline never came from me. The only thing that I've had is the used car salesman and now Sunshine Autos. And the laughter that came with that is more proof than anything, right? My twin's face overlaying the used car salesman and laughing is it's happiness, right? It's the joke of it. It's the laughter. So that's more confirmation than anything I would ever have had from anyone outside of myself, is his face laughing. And if you've not seen the earlier videos that I put out, one of the things that happened, the very first things, was when we went into separation, and I was so upset about it and crying and lying in bed, and I saw an image of his face hovering above my bed, and it wasn't laughing, but it was just reposed. It was smiling, it was just calm. So his face overlies everything, right? So his face is basically the experience, because it shows that the attachment is there. So you've got those things that show you the attachment is there, that are coming from higher self. So then letting go, your clarification is coming from higher self always, even despite the fact that you let go. So that's something that needs to be embraced, right? And just relationship with that, taken at face value. Face value. Face value. Sorry, you can see how funny it is, right? It's so much fun. Ace of Swords coming out on their communication coming, right, from masculine. Take it at face value. Oh, that gives it a whole new meaning. Okay. Seven of Pentacles, reunion on that. Six of Cups is reunion, so it's coming, right? But it's always been coming, but it's not coming until it's to take it at face value. So go with the flow, carry on, not separating from your own happiness, carry on being in your own happiness. Know it's coming and continue to let go. So get back in the game. Get back in the game, they just said to me, right? So I've just got to go carry on playing the game now. I've got Sunshine Autos, because the game, what it's doing, I'm physically doing. Whenever I play that game, I just forget everything. I'm no longer here. This is my meditation. I am Tommy Vercetti in Vice City, right? So it just takes me completely out of this reality that we're in. End of the journey, the world coming underneath completion. So that's it. So you still go with the flow, despite the fact that you get the info. Anything else? Just healing in the star. So what is healing? Happiness. Happiness is the healing. So the happier you can be, the more you're healing it energetically. If you want to use the word healing, it's fully healed, it's fully happy. It's not anything else. It's not curious, and it's not looking at wounds, and it's not trying to adhere to a victim mentality, an outdated, outworn victim mentality. It's letting go of everything that ever was that. It's letting go of everything you've ever felt about anyone or thought about anyone, or in any way that you've ever held anyone accountable to any of your own feelings. Right? It's letting go of all of that. That's what fully healed is. No longer holding anyone accountable for your life. And just choosing happiness, choosing to feel happy, because it feels better to feel happy than to feel anything else. And that's what fully healed is, right? But to continue to let go, to be fully healed. Choose to be fully healed. Choose to let go. Okay? I'm going to leave it there. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.